This is where the RTE executives in the green room realised they might have booked the wrong pony.
Something about RTA's latest report has caught everyone's attention, and it's not just the numbers. Patrick Kielty has quietly climbed the ranks to become one of the broadcaster's highest-paid stars. But what's behind that rise might surprise you. The figures alone don't tell the whole story. They hint at a bigger shift within RTA itself. As questions swirl around money, talent, and timing, one detail in this report stands out. And it may reveal more about RTA's future than anyone expected. Patrick Kielty's salary revealed. Patrick Kielty has emerged as RTA's third highest paid star according to the broadcaster's latest annual report, marking a major milestone in his career and sparking fresh public debate about the value of high-profile presenters in publicly funded broadcasting. The Late Late Show host earned €257,657 through his company, Pamonco Ireland Limited, placing him firmly among the top tier of Irish television personalities. His ranking comes during a critical moment for RTA, as the organization continues to rebuild trust and financial stability following years of controversy and scrutiny. The release of the annual report immediately drew political and public attention. Speaking on RTA Radio 1's News at 1, Minister for Culture, Communications and Sport, Patrick O'Donovan confirmed that he would raise questions about a €475,000 severance payment with RTA's chairperson on November 6th. He said he would have preferred to discuss the matter privately before the report's publication, but explained that intense media speculation made it necessary to bring the issue before the Oireachtas as soon as possible. The same report also highlighted RTA's ongoing financial pressures, revealing a €4 million drop in license fee income in 2024 compared to the previous year. O'Donovan cautioned that it was still too early to say whether license payments had begun to recover in 2025, adding that this decline underscores the broadcaster's need for public support. Defending the role of public service broadcasting, the minister urged viewers to continue contributing to the license fee, pointing to successful programs like The Traders and RTE's coverage of major events such as the Olympics and Euro 2024. "This is a public service that needs to be funded," he said. "People who own a television need to put their hand in their pocket and pay for the license." At a time when RTA faces mounting financial challenges, Patrick Kielty's salary has become more than just a headline. It's part of a larger conversation about value, transparency, and the cost of keeping Ireland's most recognizable media voices on air. Understanding Patrick Kielty's salary draw naturally leads us to examine how RTA organizes its entire payment system for its talent and staff. RTA's overall pay structure. RTA publicly reports its salary payments, separating its star presenters, key executives, and general staff into distinct pay tiers. The broadcaster must comply with transparency rules, showing remuneration above certain thresholds as part of its accountability to the public and the government. These disclosures highlight not only individual earnings but also how RTA tries to balance competitive pay with public expectations. The annual report reveals that RTA's highest earners typically include well-known presenters whose shows attract significant viewership or advertising revenue. However, RTA also faces criticism over the scale of these payments, especially given the broadcaster's financial difficulties and the reliance on the license fee. This economic backdrop puts pressure on management to justify high salaries while maintaining content quality. Importantly, RTA's pay structure reflects a wider industry trend where established talents command premium fees to keep them from moving to rival platforms or commercial broadcasters. The broadcaster must navigate attracting and retaining stars like Kielty without alienating the public or the government. Overall, this framework sheds light on why some salaries appear striking and how they fit into the bigger financial picture. The question then becomes how Patrick Kielty's earnings stack up against other RTE personalities and what that means for the broadcaster's pay hierarchy. Comparison. With other RTA stars, Patrick Kielty stands just below two of RTA's top earners, who each reportedly make significantly more, but the gap between their salaries and his remains of great interest. Liveline host Joe Duffy earned €351,000, while Claire Byrne received €280,000, according to RTA's 2024 annual statement. The Late Late Show host Patrick Kielty followed closely with €257, securing his position as the third highest paid presenter. However, this pay scale may soon change. RTA Director General Kevin Bakehurst told RTA's Drive Time that no presenter will earn over €250,000 a year by January 1, 2026, pledging that no one at RTA will earn more than the Director General. He added that salaries previously exceeding €500,000 have already been reduced to under the level of what the Director General earns.
Oh, thank you so much, folks. What a lovely welcome. I was standing out the back there like Joe Duffy about to be introduced at a Wolf Tone gig.
This move signals a shift toward tighter pay control following years of public scrutiny. Comparing Kielty's earnings to his peers highlights RTA's challenge of rewarding star talent while addressing calls for reform and accountability.
This evening, which is really very exciting. Based on the latest figures for TV license payments, we're expecting an audience of up to 27 people tuning in tonight.
His position also underscores RTA's evolving talent strategy, balancing established names like Duffy and Byrne with newer or re-emerging figures. Ultimately, these salary adjustments may redefine what it means to be a top earner in Irish broadcasting. This evolving salary picture naturally leads to the broader conversations and controversies surrounding RTA's transparency and public response. Public reaction and controversy. RTA's disclosure of high presenter salaries, including Patrick Kielty's, has sparked widespread public debate and media scrutiny. Many viewers have expressed frustration at the scale of payments, especially considering RTA is funded largely through the license fee paid by Irish households. This backlash often centers on whether such sums are justified in a public service broadcaster facing service cuts and financial strain. The tension between paying top talent and fulfilling public expectations remains a sensitive issue. Critics argue that large salaries risk undermining trust in RTA, particularly when the broadcaster must make tough decisions affecting programming and staffing elsewhere. Transparency advocates say these disclosures are necessary, but should be accompanied by clearer explanations of how pay levels are determined. Supporters, meanwhile, claim that competitive salaries are essential to attract and retain high-profile talent who can keep audiences engaged amidst a crowded media market. The controversy also reflects broader questions about fairness and accountability, intensified by ongoing challenges in the broadcasting sector worldwide. As RTE navigates these pressures, it must balance its public service remit with the realities of competing with private broadcasters and streaming platforms. The public's reaction highlights the complicated relationship between a national broadcaster's financial decisions and its audience's sense of value and trust. These debates take on even greater significance when viewed alongside RTA's overall financial condition and the pressures on its budget. Impact on RTA's budget and funding. The sizable salaries paid to top RTA presenters like Patrick Kielty come at a time when the broadcaster faces significant budgetary challenges. RTA's financial reports reveal ongoing deficits attributed to reduced advertising revenues, rising production costs, and the changing media landscape. This creates pressure to optimize spending without sacrificing the quality content that draws listeners and viewers. The balance is difficult, given the need to satisfy both commercial demands and license fee payers. RTA's funding model, relying heavily on the license fee, has been under scrutiny, with calls for reform and modernization. The pressure to maintain high-star salaries within a constrained budget leads to tough choices about where cuts or efficiencies can be made. This financial reality makes the pay disclosures more than just headline news. They are a window into how a public broadcaster strives to remain relevant while managing limited resources. Moreover, the broadcaster's plans for future funding and restructuring are likely to consider the sustainability of these salary levels. RTE must demonstrate that investments in talent yield benefits in audience engagement and support for its public service mission. Ultimately, managing these costs is critical not only to RTA's survival, but to maintaining public confidence in how license fee revenues are spent. With these financial strains in mind, it becomes clear that Kielty's reported earnings are part of a complex equation shaping RTA's future direction and talent strategy. Balancing star power and public trust. Patrick Kielty's position as RTA's third highest paid star signals a significant shift in how the broadcaster values and invests in its talent. As RTA faces a rapidly changing media landscape, retaining high-profile personalities is crucial to maintaining audience share and relevance. Kielty's earnings suggest that RTA is willing to commit substantial resources to individuals who can draw viewers and drive programming success, reflecting a strategic focus on star power going forward.
The Late Late Show has been off air now for almost 4 months. Well, I say off air. It's been on Morning Ireland, prime time.
This approach comes with both opportunities and challenges for RTE as it seeks to redefine its identity in a rapidly changing media environment. On one hand, investing in prominent presenters like Patrick Kielty allows the broadcaster to strengthen its programming and maintain a loyal audience base amid growing competition from streaming services and commercial networks. Well-known personalities bring credibility, engagement, and consistent viewership, key factors in sustaining advertising revenue and cultural relevance. On the other hand, such investments raise legitimate questions about long-term sustainability. With RTE already facing financial strain and public scrutiny over spending, maintaining high salaries may prove difficult without significant reform. Balancing competitive pay with fiscal discipline will remain one of RTA's greatest challenges. Looking ahead, the broadcaster may be forced to rethink its talent strategy, introducing clearer pay structures, greater transparency, and renewed focus on accountability to maintain both audience trust and financial stability. Patrick Kielty's earnings highlight the delicate balance RTE must strike between rewarding talent and managing public funds responsibly. As the broadcaster navigates financial pressures and changing viewer habits, its approach to pay and transparency will be critical. If you found this insight helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping today's media landscape.